All right, so here we are. I'm Mark,
I'm Kevin.
and this is.
I'm here.
Oh yeah, my wife's here. I said that last time. I didn't say it this time. Why didn't you ever introduce yourself?
Because people need to know who I am.
People don't need to know who you are.
I already know you.
I mean, they know you too.
I'm Bree.
See, finally get an introduction.
On topic, please, guys. On topic.
This is what happens when you have a married couple doing a podcast.
Definitely.
It's a dad
Alright,
pod,
so-
not the mom pod.
This week, topic's going to be our little town.
Are we going to call the town by what its name is?
Sure.
I'll leave that to discretion of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's
Fairborn.
Fairborn, Ohio.
The culmination. Is that the word I need?
Culmination.
Culmination
Of two towns.
Fairfield and Osborne.
Now, there is a Fairfield, Ohio, further south, but our Fairfield was the original. It literally was a Fairfield. When it was first discovered, it was people were coming, the people who were searching for a place to put a settlement. They had come over a hill, and when they had come over the hill, they looked down, and it was this nice flat plain, and they decided to settle there. Now, the one thing about our town that not a whole lot of people know is literally maybe 2, 3, up to 5, it might be 5 miles away, is Kitty Hawk Airfield. It's now
It's about 5.5, I think.
it's now just a golf course.
It
But
is.
if you don't know, Kitty Hawk Airfield is where the Wright brothers originally took their first flight. That's the failed flight.
It's where they built and tested the very first airplane.
Yeah. So, Fairborn has a little more history behind it than most people know. Again, we talked about how it's the culmination of two towns, Old Fairfield, Old Osborne. Osborne was a town that moved from where it used to be because it would flood.
Now, define moved.
When I say move, they literally picked the town up, as in they moved the houses. These are not trailers that they moved. These were literal houses.
And you can still see the foundations where they originally were.
And where they're at now, they kind of go down the stretch in the historical district. Excuse me. And they're really old houses. Some of them are close to, I think, 120 years
Oh,
old.
yeah. They're definitely old.
So, and
A
they're...
few of them even have that flat roof style. Where
Yeah.
You can go out onto it,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a balcony.
Now, there's also, I mean, there's not a few other places that I know of that have actually picked up houses like that, but the equipment was out there during the time to do that. But there's old pictures floating around. There's a documentary. I'm pretty sure the documentary is called "The Town That Moved." Very interesting, basically, of how they were able to do it. They used giant tractors. They had linemen that would actually lift up the electric lines and stuff as they were moving the town over. In 1950 is when they actually combined the two towns together fully and created the name Fairborn after Fairfield and Osborne. So Fairborn. Now, one thing about our town that has been, I think, is probably the last 30 years or so, probably a little bit longer. Yeah, because I mean,
Roughly, yeah.
had it been a little bit longer than 30 years, because I'm almost 30 years old, and I can
Right.
remember it all the way back from when I was a kid. We were basically the Halloween capital of Ohio.
And that's no joke.
Our
As a matter of
town-
fact, half of our main street is comprised of
Halloween
boys'
stores.
Halloween stores.
But like our town, pretty much every night of the year, including weekends, it's pretty much dead between 7 and 8 o'clock. Like you'll see cars driving, but like that, it's not very much.
They have the old saying, the town rolls its sidewalks up at 6 o'clock.
I mean, like it's no one's out. Like, there's like a few areas, you know, like apartment complexes where you'll find people out and about, but not very many. But come October, I mean, you see hordes of people walking every street every night because the stores open up later. Foy's, Mike Foy, who owns
half of the town.
half of the town. He owns a crap ton of different properties, like apartment complexes, all of these stores, and he decorates all of these properties with some of the biggest, craziest animatronics like you'll find.
There's one yard that's literally just pirate themed.
And another one that's just aliens.
That's not a yard, that's an empty lot.
Oh yeah, it's an empty lot. It's an empty lot next to
a duplex.
Which he owns that duplex.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and then, like, he ends up having one of his stores has a haunted house at the back of it. There's an electric chair animatronic that has a quote-unquote show, like, every half hour where it, like, does its thing and the prisoner gets electrocuted. I mean, it is
You can also
hardcore.
pay $5 to get him to do it at any time.
Like, it is Halloween just the entire month of October in this town, and it is the coolest thing ever. I am not from this town. Both Mark and Kevin are. I grew up in what is considered...
Oh, that's right. You moved here when you were a kid.
I did move here when I was relatively young,
But, like, I'm technically from what my husband would like to call the rich town. It's Centerville. And, like, I never went without, but, like...
It was more than without.
I didn't know that Fairborn existed. And when I met my husband and we started dating and we moved in with each other, and he told me that the town died, I was like, no, you're kidding. Yeah, he wasn't kidding. And then October rolled around and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it was... I think one of the best things about it growing up was the animatronics and everything that Mike Foy set out. And just being able to go downtown and have a blast during the entirety of October. And then, of course...
Occasionally he extends a little into November, but not very often. I've noticed that. If business is doing really well, he'll leave it open a little ways in November, too. But...
Then there's the fact that there is a literal block party where we shut down Main Street just for Halloween.
It's an entire weekend.
But they also do it for the 4th of July.
That is true.
But the Halloween
Technically,
one,
it's the 3rd of July, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it depends on when the 4th of July sits.
Well, the stuff from the block party on the 3rd of July ends up being moved to the park where they shoot off the fireworks on the 4th of July. So it turns from a block party to a park party.
Fireworks show.
Yeah, basically.
But I don't know of very many other towns that throw a block party specifically for Halloween.
Well,
And you can't leave out the zombie walk.
Oh yeah, every year.
Every year they meet it.
When was that they started it though? It was not that long
Oh,
ago.
here's the
Let's
thing.
see, when I joined it was the second one. It's been about 3 years since then, so they're on number 5, number 6.
So
I was gonna say the thing
6
about
years ago.
the actual event itself is if you go to the city event page, which is I'm pulling it up now to have a better idea of what I'm talking about here. Come on. You have to give me a minute.
1,
Oh, hush.
2, 3.
So, like, you guys are talking about, like, this has been a block party going your entire lives and everything. And
As far as I can remember.
okay, so if you go to the event page, the Halloween block party states that this is the 5th annual, and that they changed it to, it's not a block party, it's the Fairborn Halloween Festival. So, and it's the 5th annual. So they've grown, they've gained sponsors, because in the event they'll like actually credit their
come
sponsors.
from all over now to.
But so
join
it
in.
wasn't anything but a block party until 5 years ago, and then it really became this big thing that it is today. Like, it's always been big for you guys, but now they have a lot more sponsoring and stuff than
all
they
the
did.
people in high school with us gone off, moved elsewhere, and
Right.
started bringing their families.
It's turned into a huge thing. We got what? Live music and
Live music. We do the kids
Oh,
Halloween
no.
costume contest.
I'm wrong. It is the 8th annual.
Yeah, it has been a little longer than 5.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like the second one you and I went to.
yeah, that's it.
But they do live music. They have the kids Halloween contest. They do
Food
they
trucks,
do the judging
beer
over at
garden.
the Y, and then
Oh, I was part of that one year.
were you?
Yeah.
They judge over at the Y, then they parade the kids down Main Street.
I was
So,
like
so do the
6
trick or
years
treat
old.
at the booths.
Hmm?
They do trick or treat at the booths too.
Yeah,
like
they
all
do,
of the vendors.
They do a kind of trunk or treat type thing.
Didn't they have
The zombie walk, which didn't start too long ago, has been
This one they're
very
calling
popular.
it there's the zombie walk, and they have a spooktacular parade.
that's probably the kids Halloween costumes.
Oh, they also have a costume contest on here too.
Oh,
so that might
So
be
like
the
I think
contest
like
is
this year
followed
they
by the
probably
parade.
possibly yeah.
because they'll do the costume contest, then they'll send the kids out on parade.
Right. That makes sense.
Now let's talk about restaurants. Let's highlight a couple of restaurants that are unique to the town.
Well, we got tickets.
Tickets they have mainly. They're
It is a Greek American sports bar.
yes.
You can get American burgers and
Chicken wings.
chicken tenders and hot
Barbecue
wings,
wings.
and barbecue wings and all that good stuff. But you also get the gyros and the chicken breast pitas. And
Ooh.
You can basically get a Greek sample platter.
you can get the hot
Oh.
plate, which is the chicken, gyro, and Slovaki.
And you know all this because you used to work for them.
I did, yes.
But he knew all this beforehand. His parents and him would eat there constantly.
Gotcha.
We used to have Broad Street Grill.
That burnt down not once,
No, it burned down once.
twice.
Second time was fraud. Insurance fraud.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And-
He also got caught kidnapping one of his employees.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Not
great.
getting into that because I don't know the full story and I don't want to be wrong.
But the
so-
building is still for sale, and it still says Broad Street Grill on the sign that's up.
Actually, there's nothing on the sign. It just says for sale.
Oh, they took it down finally?
They did.
Okay, that's good.
So probably my favorite is JY
They actually cut
Bamboo.
JY Bamboo's good.
Oh my god.
I was never very impressed with JY, but I don't
Dude,
know.
they have Chinese food, Japanese food, Thai food, and like 2 or 3 different types
got one of
of
their curries
special
and I just
Asian
wasn't that
cuisines.
That's probably
dude,
why.
no, I
'Cause
get
they have other.
they
food
have
that's really good.
bento boxes, traditional bento boxes, and their tempura chicken is to die for. They give it with like this almost a sweet onions like sauce that comes with it. Oh, and their California sushi rolls, best sushi I've ever had. And I like Chinese food is my favorite type of food ever. I was a hostess at a Chinese restaurant, and this is a lot coming from a 100% white girl. Like,
She's
I
white.
had,
She white.
I went through the
White.
whole anime, like punk,
Oh God.
I was,
You can think
it was
that-
bad.
Those white
Like,
girls.
I was a hardcore fangirl. And so when I found when my husband and I got together and his best friend's girlfriend worked there and we went there and I fell in love.
They were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh shoot, they weren't. They were talking
Yeah,
because they worked together at another place.
yeah.
Oops.
It's okay. It happens. then further on up Broad Street, because we're basically just going up Broad now, is there was Fairborn Family Diner. They don't have necessarily anything like special about them.
They do a Chinese food, which isn't half bad.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of Greek workers in the back, so they do because
most
they do
of the
have
menu's American.
they do have some Greek food on it though.
Probably a little bit.
The coolest thing I thought about, because we've only been there like I think twice.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I found with the Fairborn Family Diner is their placemats. They actually advertise for other Fairborn businesses,
Including other restaurants.
Other restaurants, just like a small business that's a local area business. Like they will let you put your business name on their placemat, and I guess it does the job because they're still around. So
one thing unique about our town, downtown. Mark, we've been there before.
Are you
We walked
talking
in.
that dessert shop?
Yes. I'm glad you knew exactly what I was talking about.
We didn't have anything there either, which was weird.
was it that cake place that has
No,
the freaking?
Not even the cake place.
Not
which,
cakes
again,
for every occasion. There's a small little dessert shop.
and
Okay.
it's not.
Nestled in between an
Literally
antique
like
shop
a
and
hole in the
something
wall.
else. And their food looks amazing. We've never actually eaten there, but it's such
went
a
in
neat little thing.
We went in to see the prices, and we're kind of surprised they're still in business because we never see anybody going in and out. But it looks good, and I can't remember what it's called for the life of me.
We'll have to look it up.
I can't remember either.
Yeah,
We'll have to
and
look it up.
we have a lot of Asian stores in there.
Actually, the one downtown across from the surplus store closed.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wow. And then the one that used to be by the old Burger King, that's gone.
that's
too.
gone too. I guess we're out.
No,
actually.
there's one. It's the Pleasure Market or whatever it is.
Where's that?
It's on.
Kaufman?
Yeah, it's on Kaufman. It's further up from the one that was next to.
I never see any cars in that parking lot though.
I'm pretty sure.
You sure they're not closed?
Yeah, because that'd be like the
I've
last.
noticed the Asian market hasn't been doing very well here in Fairborn.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that like I do want to bring up that many people don't realize about Fairborn and about the thing I'm about to say, because most people associate what I'm about to say with Dayton, and they are so far off. It is Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Yeah,
Is
that's us.
right smack dab in Fairborn, Ohio,
It's
and everyone
literally-
associates it with Dayton. No, it is Fairborn.
I can literally stand on my back deck and see
Like,
one of the landing strips.
Like seriously, when they have announcements over their speakers, when their specific sirens are going off, or like at the 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock at night, like you can hear the recording of the trumpet being played.
Yes.
Pretty much anywhere in Fairborn.
Then there's like 3 entrances into the base.
Surrounding us.
Yeah.
There's
right on the border of our town.
there is a street that
Broad Street.
Mark has talked to me about a lot that used to be open to the public.
Broad Street, the end of Broad Street, 444.
Was it Broad?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Then right after the pawn shop, they threw up a fence, cut it off right there.
that's right where the cemetery is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right
And-
after the cemetery, a little ways down there, you can get to Ohio Street, I believe it is.
And then
you can't go any
everything's blocked
further
off
unless
because
you-
there's
And
a
you
garbage
guys,
can't
can.
made a gate.
you guys almost accidentally.
Oh,
went
that's
into
right. One of the first times that I came out to hang out with Mark before we actually officially started dating, my friend and I were driving out. We were trying to figure out where the heck we were going. It's probably 10, 11 o'clock at night, pitch black. This is probably where I was like, oh wow, he wasn't kidding about the town being dead. Like, my friend was like, I think you turn here. Like, no, keep going straight. You should be able to get through here. So I kept going straight, and all of a sudden, like, the road starts narrowing, and I look, like, there's no streets on either side of me, and there's a man with a gun up in front of us. Like, oh my god. They're gonna think we're the stupidest people alive if I be like, yeah, we made a wrong turn. Like, no, we're not trying to shoot up the base. Like,
You'd be surprised at how many people actually screw that.
I've learned that. Like, I learned that because of this encounter, but I'm like that type of person that like
And
automatically
it's all because they
like,
shut that part of Broad Street off.
Yeah, because that was.
it used to go through.
It used
Just
to go.
go all the way past.
I'm like, oh my god, there's a guy with a high powered like
Yeah.
gun, like ah.
But really, there's no reason to freak out, and it happened.
It
a
was
lot.
funny. No, he was really cool about it. He was like, oh yeah, no, just pull up here, turn around, you're good, you're okay. It's like, you're so sweet.
Now, if you did take off into the base, then they'd have a problem
Then
with you.
you'd start hearing.
And then, back to the restaurants. I'm sorry, we passed one up.
we
didn't we?
went completely off track.
Giovanni's.
Giovanni's, yeah.
Now, this is the funny part. Giovanni's is a name. It's a name that is recognized a lot over the country as an Italian restaurant in general, or pizza place. But this isn't really associated with any of those. This is a different thing. It is strictly just for this town. Now, what's even funnier though is that another restaurant opened up in town on the other side called Giovanni's.
And it tanked.
It tanked hard. That one was associated with
The
bigger
chain.
name chain of some sort, and it tanked hard. Now TJ Chumps is in there. TJ Chumps is doing okay though. I've not.
Their food is subpar.
Yeah, I've only
Service
eaten
is
there once.
Something to be desired.
But Giovanni's, oh my gosh.
At one point in my life, I lived kind of like south, like a 10 to 15 minute drive from both Huntington, West Virginia, and whatever the one in Kentucky was. It's like a triangular area, but like we were in the Ohio part, and there was like 3 or 4 Giovanni's all within like 2 or 3 mile stretch on the same freaking road. And I ate at one of them, and it was not good. And Mark brought this, oh yeah, there's this Giovanni's. And I was like, I don't like them. He was like, now, hold on. Have you had this one or a chain? And I was like, there's a difference.
Yes.
And I still have yet to actually eat there. However, like 2 weeks ago, I tried a cold slice of pizza, which you know is the true testament. If your pizza's good cold, then you know it's good hot. So, and it was an everything pizza, which I already don't like, and I freaking loved it. So, there you go.
Good testament to how good that their pizza is.
If it's cold
This
and you
one's
like
not
it, it's good.
Strictly Fairborn, but I feel like it at least warrants a little recognition. Victor's Tacos.
Oh yeah.
We didn't know about it till it came to Fairborn, so.
That's true.
But I think that was like in its when it first started up, because they haven't been around for very long.
I
Got
think
one out in Huber too.
the one here in Fairborn opened up before the one in Xenia and the one in Huber opened up.
Probably. But
There's
I really
a joke.
love their breakfast burrito.
I've not had it.
You can get a bacon, egg, and potato burrito, and you can add cheese, and it's all under $5.
Okay,
One-
that sounds delicious.
One
And
testament
things like this
to
big.
a testament to how authentic this taco place is. Last summer, Mark had to ask them because it's one of those you walk up to the window, order at the window.
The one old rallies.
Yeah, they like an old rally, so like it's a drive-through or a walk up and order. So we had he was 5 or 6 at the time, my husband's second son, and we're eating there, and he's got to go to the bathroom, and we're like, oh crap. So he was like, can my son use your bathroom? And they open the door for him, and they walk in, and they have this honest to goodness.
It was a hunk of meat.
Of beef that they're just like shaving off of as they're making the orders, and it is a legit. Their tacos are so damn good.
I'm telling you, get the breakfast burrito.
We're gonna have to.
You won't be
It is
disappointed.
11:11. It is now 11:12.
Oh,
Dang it.
dang it! We almost were able to make a wish.
I noticed it earlier, but I was talking.
How dare you not interrupt then? All right, we could probably go on and on about food.
You know,
And knowing you guys and me, we would.
yeah.
Definitely.
Let's stick to Fairborn. Then. I know a lot of people won't give this to Fairborn, but I think you can credit us at least a little bit. We've also got the Air Force Museum,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it's technically Riverside.
technically it's
but-
Riverside, but a lot of their traffic comes from Fairborn.
Yeah,
Mhm.
comes to, at least comes through Fairborn.
My grandpa actually has a plane that he actually flew in as one of the exhibits there.
Right. You've got a couple of, or at least one family
There's a
memorial.
monument down there.
Yeah.
I
to
feel
his-
like a lot of people who like were in the military that like went through Wright Pat probably ended up settling in the Fairborn area.
Well, see, my
because-
grandparents were everywhere. They were Spain.
The same.
Kansas.
But they came back and settled in Fairborn, didn't they?
They eventually decided to.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
like still
That's how
though.
my grandparents were, man.
Exactly. Like they traveled all of these places across the world and across the country, but they came back to Fairborn. So I think probably a lot of the stuff that's even been donated, to the Air Force Base or the museum probably came from those same veterans who live or have lived in Fairborn.
And I'll tell you, I think our
Like,
Air
your
Force
your
Museum
pappy.
is probably the biggest Air Force museum in the country. I believe I remember somebody mentioning that.
I think the Smithsonian's bigger.
No, actual Air Force Museum.
Just strictly Air
Just
Force.
Oh, just
strictly
Air
Air
Force?
Force. It's not a mix of Army
I
and
think
all that. Well, I
Wright
guess
Pat-
technically it has a little bit
I
of
think
that.
the base itself is what number the second biggest
Yeah, I think it's
Air
pretty-
Force Base in,
I
this
think it's
country.
actually like 5th.
It's still
something.
up
It's
there though.
Pretty high on the list, though.
Like I'm sorry,
Like, if
it's,
there was a nuclear strike,
I was gonna
it'd be a
say,
Yeah.
I was gonna say if there's like a terrorist attack, we would be within the immediate vicinity.
problem. We would die of radioactive fallout.
Always in the back of my mind when I hear a plane overhead.
And oh my god, you really do though. The
Yeah.
first time, oh no, not even just the planes, the dang trains.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, like, again, I'm not from here, so I'm not used to it. I had no idea what it was. I'm sitting there
Cheers.
cuddling with my husband. We're watching, I think you got me into Doctor Who. We were sitting there watching Doctor Who
Was this
at
when
his
you were
friend's
at
house. No, this was when he was living with John.
Ah,
And we're sitting there cuddling and just hanging out, and I'm like,
What's that noise?
what is that? That's not thunder. What the heck
Train.
is that?
No,
Oh, no,
hold on.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like, don't you hear it? He's like, no. It's like, wait for it. There it goes again, because you could hear the whistle, and I couldn't place what it was.
And I'm
He's
like,
like,
what
do you
are you
mean?"
talking about?
And then it happens like 3 or 4 more times. He's like, oh, both him and his buddy John both like, oh, yeah, no, that's the train going over the train tracks. And I was like, you're that close to a train? What?
No, not really.
you can hear it
And
clearly
we-
from my room.
I was like, what the hell? And then, like, the first time one of the louder, faster jets went over, I freaked out at that, too, because I was like, oh my god, we're under attack!
Now imagine how I feel living literally right around
Yeah, right. He lives
right around the corner from the freaking landing strip. One of
But-
them.
So
Right.
I mean, to give you an idea of where he lives at and where at this time during September 11th, one of the most horrible times in the freaking world.
That you could be an American.
I was living over in a trailer park. Kevin was still. Were you living there at the time?
Mm-hmm.
So you heard it too. The plane's going overhead.
You're
Yeah.
on either
Yeah,
side
Sonic
of the...
Me and Kevin both experienced probably the first people when they scrambled. They scrambled from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base to New York, and we would have been the first set of people to hear the sonic boom go over when they reached Mach 1 to whatever it was to get over to New York. And it scared the crap out of me. I was a kid at the time.
Because we heard it out in Centerville, too.
Well, I was a kid and I heard boom, and I'm like, oh, wonder what that was.
What was crazy is you being
We
down
were
in
in
Centerville.
Centerville.
That was
And this is a good 30-minute drive from
Yeah.
where we're at in Fairborn. Like 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how you get there. And we had, now I'm like 4 or 5. My sister would have been 8 or 9, and she was out playing in the neighborhood, riding her bike. And, we're all hanging out, having fun at home. My parents, not thinking anything's up. And we hear these giant ass booms. My parents are like, oh my God, they run out. They're screaming for my sister. Like, there was no real distance, like, that we weren't allowed to go as long as we didn't cross the main road. So, like, there were, like, a couple little hidden parks. Like, we had no idea where she was. We had a family friend that lived down the street that came running like, oh my God, what was that? They're all trying to find my sister. 5 minutes later, she comes pedaling down the road as fast as her feet could carry her, like, oh my God. And we all, like, we go inside.
It was
and
a scary time.
it really was, like, it was like,
It was the day
when
after.
we didn't know what it was
September
going
12th.
on, like, if we hadn't known, like, imagine my sister doing that, it's, like, funny, but then, like, to think of the fact that we were literally hearing people traveling there to help, like, I was in what's called transitional kindergarten at the time, so I was, like, going half a day at school, and I
You
was
really make me
so,
feel old.
shut up,
I was in 5th grade.
shut up,
You're only 5 years older than her. I'm 6 years older than her.
you are 5 and 11 months, 10, no, hold on. There's 3 months between us, July, August, September. There's 1 month between us. I have alcohol in my system. Shut up. So, no, but, like, I went to school the next day, and I guess I was so distraught by what had happened that my teacher actually sent home a letter to my mother. Like, I was, like, the only one who got this letter sent home, specifically stating how upset I was about it, and for my parents to sit me down and try to have a conversation with me. And, like, weirdly enough, my mom put it in the scrapbook she's making me. I don't know why, but that's how I know about the letter.
Huh.
So, but, like, yeah, it was a very scary moment. I can only imagine how loud it was for you guys being right next door to it.
Well, I remember being in 5th grade, watching it on the TV, and they sent us all home from school.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. We did have to wait for the buses, but
Right.
other than that, we were pretty much out.
No
you
one
go
knew
to
what to
Baker?
do.
I did. I was a baker too. I saw you there too.
See, I don't remember you from Baker. That's why.
Of course not. I didn't stand out.
And I did.
I
He
very
didn't
rarely
become
stand
he
out.
didn't become the weirdo till high school.
No, I knew him in junior high. He was weird in junior high.
God, I forget that Baker is not considered junior high here.
See, that was the weird thing.
Technically, Baker was middle school. It was,
Middle school is junior high.
well, plus a grade.
No.
Like 5th grade wasn't middle school.
Right. It was 6th,
But
7th, and 8th.
That's what
No, it
middle
was only
school
seven
is.
minutes.
Oh, yeah, it was 7th and 8th, so I guess it was junior high.
Yeah, that's what threw me off about freaking Fairborn schools. Because I grew up with kindergarten being its own school, and eventually they put kindergarten and 1st grade together. But 1st grade to 5th grade was,
No,
they
they
had,
pulled it
like-
all into one school up to 6th grade.
well, they had, what it was they had one kindergarten when I was in kindergarten. Then they had like 4 or 5 elementary schools that were 1st through 5th. Then we had 3 middle schools. The 3 middle schools were 6th through 8th, and then high school, there was 1 high school, plus the alternative school. So, like, they tried to send me to that. That did not happen. Like, but that, so, like, to find out that you guys have a school that was, like, just 2 grades was like, huh? The hell?
Well, odd thing is, not very long after we left there, they took East Elementary, which was right next door, built a tunnel between the two,
And made it one school.
not like an underground tunnel, just, a connector, turned it into
A walkway.
turned it into the middle school. That's when it became the middle school.
See, one of our middle schools used to be the high school. It used to, so we had,
Well, we used to have Fairborn High School in Spinning Hills.
We had
There's actually.
Well, no. It wasn't Fairborn. It was.
Well, it wasn't Fairborn.
It was.
I can't remember what it is.
It was Baker High School.
Yeah.
And it was. I think it was. That's what.
Well, Spinning Hills was over near the Little League field. There's a marker where it used to be.
Yeah, but that was before even.
That was long.
That was
long
before
time ago.
Baker, and that was before Park Hills. That's
Park
what it
Hills,
was.
yeah.
Park Hills and Baker were two high schools before it was Fairborn. Then Baker became the middle school after they decided to just merge everything into the Park Hills High School. It happened right around the time that my dad was going to school there,
Right.
and they were the Vikings back then.
Now we're the Skyhawks.
Yeah, Skyhawks.
Kind of weird.
I know.
Why do you need to say Sky? Why? Why can't you just be the Hawks?
Go Hawks!
Obviously, the Hawks are going to be in the sky. Why do you need sky in there at all?
Probably because our colors are blue.
Firehawks.
Blue.
Our
Oh,
colors were blue. You can make the assumption that it.
Waterhawks. I don't freaking know.
Go Waterhawks. Oh God.
Don't die.
Oh,
Please don't
air
die.
instead of sky. Airhawks, let's go.
Oh, God.
Good. Groundhawks.
I mean, I guess they do have the Seahawks.
There you go.
Everything was fine until the Firehawks
I'm pretty sure.
attacked.
No, I'm pretty sure Firehawks is a thing. No, I'm pretty sure Firehawks is a thing though.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. Like, that's like the way people do stuff. Okay.
Do some
They throw it-
research. Figure it out.
Okay, I will. Dang it.
Oh my god.
I've heard Firehawks. Y'all are assholes.
Oh, God.
Firehawks Indy 500.
That's
why we would not know a damn thing about it.
the Indy 500 is a NASCAR race.
No, hold on. Firehawk.
Firehawk is a.
It is an actual. It's I'm pretty sure it's the tires.
Firehawk is not a tire.
Well, I've seen Firestone, Firehawk, Indy 500 tire review.
Okay, so that's a NASCAR thing, not
Okay, my point was that
There's
people throw stuff in front of the word hawk.
Pointlessly.
Like, tomahawk. Like, that's
Oh,
a
no,
tool.
okay,
That's an
Like,
Indian tool.
a.
That's a big difference right there.
There's a-
but,
Big,
no,
big,
hold on.
no,
No,
big
'cause you have
difference
to think,
between
though.
Skyhawk, where the freaking
have
hawk
to-
belongs,
Okay,
and tomahawk.
what
that you
do
use to
Native
scalp.
Americans do?
Scalp
They give
people.
an element and an animal, do they not? Like 5 times out of... Like,
What's a
seriously.
tama?
What is
What
a
element is a
I
tama?
don't freaking know. Like, but, like, seriously, do they not, though?
I mean,
Like,
You can't rightly say with some of them, you know?
they don't all, but it is a thing that people do that certain... Like, seriously, you guys are laughing at me like I'm some joke.
you're not some joke. You're my wife. A
That
big
makes
joke.
me a joke. You know what? At least I can laugh at myself. That
I know.
like,
I
Yeah,
mean,
we got enough alcohol in your system.
so that's the only way you're ever gonna get me to really actually talk.
not
is with
true.
alcohol.
Not true.
No, I talked before, but I was very like
Not true.
off by myself.
Actually, it is
No,
true. She drank vodka
on
last
here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and half of your crappy wine.
It's not that bad.
It was
didn't-
mead.
It's a honey wine.
Yeah, mead is known as a
It's the
fortified
same
But
wine.
thing.
still.
It's not fortified enough.
No.
Oh god. It needs to be
Kinda
better.
fell flat.
We're gonna do it with Welch's.
That can be better.
There's an actual
We're off
like there's
topic.
by a lot. Y'all
Back
want
to
to fucking
Fairborn.
make fun of me?
Back
I mean, it's
to
not
Fairborn.
that much out because we're talking about
The Skyhawks.
Yeah,
Yes, I know.
Skyhawk.
But still.
Skyhawk to Firehawk to Tomahawk.
Because y'all were like having a big issue.
I just think it's redundant.
Well, at least
Hawks
you guys.
belong
You
in
know
the
what?
sky.
I'm sorry. Skyhawk
Yeah.
is a lot cooler than the Elks. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I will
true.
give her that.
So the Centerville Elks.
Like, and any of the ladies and any of the girls' team, it was the Lady Elks.
At least they didn't call you a moose.
No, I'm sorry, that's Canada.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It might be because the Hawks were an actual NFL team.
Copyright infringement. Boom.
And the Seahawks.
No, there's an actual.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I'm pretty sure there's a.
Is there?
I think.
I don't follow sports, so I don't really know.
Maybe you want to do
Is
some
there
research?
just a Hawks?
I
I mean,
know.
there might be a baseball team, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows that? I know that there was some issues with the actual logo that they were using. I think they were using a similar logo to an NFL team or something at one point.
I still have my
I don't even know
Skyhawk
how to
plush.
look that up. Like,
Your Skyhawk what?
Plush.
Yeah, they made
You
a
remember?
plush.
You don't remember that?
No.
They made a
Atlanta
little
Hawks.
Skyhawk.
It's a
plush.
professional baseball team.
Okay.
Baseball. Who cares?
Apparently,
Just
they
kidding.
do.
There's
Also
there's
have
plenty
pro
of people who
basketball.
care about baseball. I'm not judging you.
They also have a basketball.
Okay,
The
that
hell
one I
is-
will judge. Who
What
cares?
is Talon Gaming Club? The hell is that?
Talon Gaming Club, like gaming as in
It says
Animal?
the Hawks Talon Gaming Club, the NBA 2K League affiliate team of the Atlanta Hawks.
Never heard of it.
Nope. So far out of sport loops that I just don't know.
NBA, what is that?
Let's get back to Fairborn.
NBA.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Fairborn.
Why do people come back to Fairborn?
Because it's a black hole.
It is a black hole.
Wait,
Unfortunately,
but no-
it grabs you.
No,
You'll
no,
never
that's not
escape.
the definition of a black hole.
You can't
What would
escape
it be?
a black hole. That's the thing, is you can't
You
escape a
can't
black
escape
hole.
a black hole.
No matter how much you
It
try.
is a literal
But
black hole.
you also can't temporarily escape it. You can
They-
temporarily
they
escape
don't-
Fairborn.
Nobody temporarily escapes Fairborn.
Yeah, they do. They move
Not
out of state,
really.
they just move back.
Just because they move out, that's them trying to thrust.
Do either of
trying
you
to get past the
actually
event horizon.
see the posts and you know you're from Fairborn if?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that live out in Florida like, who were originally from Fairborn. Because anyone from anywhere retires out to Florida.
I'll never retire out to Florida.
No.
If anything, I'll retire to Japan.
I would want to go up north to Canada.
No, you wouldn't. Trust me.
Oh, that's right. You've
honey,
been in Canada.
Honey, we're not retiring.
Oh, yeah, that's
We're
right.
traveling the world.
I'm living forever.
We're
Immortality.
we're literally going to be like on a boat in the middle of the ocean, enjoying the sun and the nude,
I wanna
and
be
we're
on
both
a
just
boat.
gonna like.
I want
Sorry.
a boat.
You can't be on our boat. We're gonna be in the nude.
Like, I give a shit.
No, when the neighbor like came over and like spoke to like the both of us for the first time or something.
Yeah, he was introducing himself.
He like was like, yeah, don't like sometimes I kind of cut through, and Mark's like, oh, that's fine, just don't peek through the windows, we might be naked. I was like, great first impression. Like, and like luckily he chuckled at it, but I was so embarrassed.
Oh, God.
I married a man child.
And that's my best friend for you.
Yay, best friend status.
Only friend.
Only friend, best friend. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, you
It's all
can't
the
claim
same.
only friend.
Because you are friends with her too.
Oh, no,
But that's by
no.
association.
No, he. Oh wait,
Guys,
we're your
association.
only friend?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were claiming to be our only friend.
Oh no.
Just be like,
I'm sure you
John
guys
might
have
have
tons
a
of
problem with that. No, we really don't. That's why I became friends with your sister. Because I have no other friends but
That's
her
so
and
weird to me,
Laurel.
by the way.
Like, still weird to him. What do you mean? He's like, dude, I never thought that my best friend's sister would ever have anything to do with my family. And now she's
I
coming
mean, I
over
can't
like
blame him
every
for having
other
that
day.
I can't blame him for having that thought.
She spoils me. She's brought Taco Bell over here twice now.
She got us Chick-fil-A.
Yes. No, hold on though. Now if you
Now,
had
hold
gotten
on.
off your ass and come to the hospital too, I'm sure she would have gotten you Chick-fil-A.
She didn't buy me anything. Ever. Ever.
No, she had all three. So after I got pregnant with James, I saw a post on Facebook.
I just don't do hospitals. That's the only reason I never went to
and that's
go.
why she and I became friends, because she was like, I just had to rep my brother. That's why I came over, and then like she just never left. So, but like no, when I found out I was pregnant with James, I found a Facebook post someone had shared about a Chick-fil-A that like, if you're having a baby and you're in the delivery room, like they'll give you like this big ass meal for like this huge discounted price. So like I knew it wasn't true, but I was like, God, that makes me want Chick-fil-A so bad.
Oh, yeah.
So that pregnancy, I asked for Chick-fil-A after I had gave birth. No one got me Chick-fil-A. Same thing with my daughter. Wanted Chick-fil-A after I gave birth. No one got me Chick-fil-A. So I'm in the hospital laboring to have my third, and Brittany messages him like, hey, does she want anything or need anything? And I guess he's like, all she talks about is Chick-fil-A. She's like, what's she want? And he asked me, I was like, no, is she really? And that woman showed up with my Chick-fil-A, and she is my best friend for life now because of that. Like no, 3 pregnancies, 3 births, and only one, the last one, someone finally heard my cry. Like,
and she chowed down.
oh, it was the best. It really was, though. But like every time she comes over, she'll bring food, or like most recently on Friday, I gave her our cards to go out and get food because I don't have a car.
Right.
So, but like she brought food back. But, like every time she's come over, and like she will take Mikey from me so that I can eat. Like she will try to make sure that I get my food.
Well, you know,
She's
she gotta
sweet.
remember, she's very, very baby loving.
She really is. But she's a real sweetheart with it.
She sees a baby and she's like, I want it. Give it to me now.
Basically. She's like, after 3 years old, I'm done. Like, go away.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds
So
about accurate.
James has a year, like, before she's done with him.
Alright, so now that we've very off topic again,
No more alcohol for any of us.
I want to ask
Especially
a question. Kevin, you've been to probably the most amount of parks in Fairborn.
Yes, I have.
I know that you've been to quite a few of them.
Have I?
Yeah, you have, really. Think about it. Been to the I mean, I know it's one giant park, but the one by the high school.
I guess technically you could divide that into 3 parks.
Yeah, I was about to say it's technically 3, but I mean,
It's a community park.
4 if you count that one part because it's not really
Right.
a park area, but it's a park area because it used to
Concrete
have
area.
it used to have the pool there.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the
There's a couple hidden parks back through here.
there's a few parks through here. They don't have really anything. The parks over by your
A
place.
sign. They have a sign.
There's the parks to have a sign.
Closed after dark.
There's the park which is close to the community park. Man, he's in his head counting. Let's see, do we want to count the school parks?
13 parks total.
Wow. What's your favorite park?
Favorite park? I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. I mean, I'm a little biased because there's a park right by my house, and it's easy to take care of my daughter. Because I can go there and she can go run around and be crazy and do whatever she wants. But I also have good experiences at community park, and
I like community park because it's got the trail.
yeah, I mean the little sunflower trail right through the middle,
Yep.
kind of neat.
And then
It's
back-
very short, hardly even.
Back at the very back of it, there's a trail that leads all the way back into.
My aunt's neighborhood.
Yeah.
Which there's a branch off that goes back towards where Dad used to live, over towards
Yep.
Marshmont.
Which also has somebody has taken the liberty of making like a bike.
I forgot if you wanted to
area.
count Sanctuary as a park, even though it's got no playground equipment or anything.
There's 3 places back here that
Then
are
it's
called
like 14.
parks that have nothing but
Yeah, I counted
grass.
those.
Like,
Then we have 14.
my favorite park is actually not in Fairborn.
Well, obviously.
It
But
is
if you had to
Phillips Park.
choose, but if you had to choose for Fairborn,
None.
Oh,
No, like seriously.
Why?
Because when I go to a park, I want to be able to fish. And the only park that I'm able to fish in Fairborn freaking sucks.
She's right. But
My
still,
favorite park, period, is Phillips. And it's really, technically, I don't even think it's called a park. It's like it's called Phillips Lake. And it is not a lake, it is a pond. And I swear to God, you drop your hook not even a foot off the bank on a, like, either right before it rains or as it's starting to rain, and you are catching bluegill left and right. Like, I dropped it in 5 seconds later. Pop it.
I lied. We have 15 parks. I forgot Oaks Quarry Park.
Oh yeah.
Oh hey, yeah.
There's your favorite park.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
because I got to climb like that one time.
Yeah, now that's my
Climb
favorite
at your
park.
own risk.
Oaks Quarry Park is my favorite park because there's a few things you can do there. There's obviously no playground equipment because it used to be a quarry. There is a huge trail that goes around it in one direction and a horse trail that goes around it in the other direction.
Plus, towards the back, there's a little trail that leads into the brand new housing development over off of Dayton Yellow Springs. Not Dayton Yellow Springs. What is that?
It's that road that goes out towards Springfield, right?
No, it goes out toward. Well, no, it goes out towards Yellow Springs Road.
That's
Or
what I meant.
Springs.
Yellow Springs, not Springfield.
But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. New housing development over there.
Dude, I can smell those all the way over here.
The Nordic fish.
Either that or I'm smelling the ones directly in front of me that I forgot were there.
Yeah, there's some right in front of you.
It was 11:30.
I think he's hungry.
So with Oaks Quarry Park, you can actually go and you can search for fossils. On top of searching for fossils, they've got a couple of areas that they have signs up saying climb at your own risk. They also have signs all through the area, through the trail and everything.
Actually, I'm pretty sure they said do not climb.
Are you sure? I remember.
I'm pretty sure they say do not
Yeah.
climb because
We went on
the fossils are all throughout the walls, and they don't want people.
We climbed up to that overhang, and I literally
You talking
looked
about
at
my
you and
spot?
said, probably it's covered with graffiti.
My spot,
The one up on the
the one I showed you all.
with that has the fossils on it, like the big fossils, the big.
It looks
ones.
like the Lion King rock, kind of like
My
overhangs
rock.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one at the very back
Yeah.
that you can see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No.
beautiful.
There was a sign right next to that, and I pointed it out to you, saying it says not to climb. You said screw it, so we climbed.
I climb it every time.
Yeah.
You can't not climb that.
And there's an easy enough way to get down off the backside.
I mean, actually, it's these days it's not so easy. It's literally a straight. I want to say, 40, 35 degrees slope.
Jesus.
It's pretty steep.
No, it's probably gotten washed out a couple of
It's
times.
been eroded pretty hard. But going up and down the staircases, I like to call it, is easy enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got called on him that one time.
yeah.
Hey, you busy? Well, kind of hanging on for the moment. Why? What's up?
Just hanging out. No, literally, I'm hanging on a rock.
I'm on a rock. Oh man.
All in all, this isn't a bad little town. It gets very boring.
Unless you have money, and even then, still not a whole lot to do with the money.
I mean, you can. I guess technically Fairfield Commons Mall is now Fairborn.
Yeah.
They said something along the lines.
There's a lot of parts in Beaver Creek that say that like they're Fairborn and Beaver Creek and stuff.
But I mean, even then, that mall's slowly dying.
Yeah.
They've been putting in new restaurants in order to reinvigorate it, which seems to be working.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of restaurants over there that.
But if you
are
actually
good.
go into the mall, you can tell it's dying. There's
Barely anything in there.
half the stores there used to be. Macy's, I think it was Macy's, just got out of there.
Well,
Maybe it was Penny's.
I think it's because the idea of a mall was big in the 80s and 90s.
Well, the thing about it is online shopping is just decimating everything else.
And but then at the same time, small, local shops have also taken over.
Right.
Well, again, I mean, that's it. We're going back to that, which is awesome, I think. There's a lot of little shops in Fairborn that used to not take up the spaces there because Fairborn was a dying town.
I mean, I really want sometime to just go in with you guys and, just chill and eat at that cake shop.
Oh, yeah, that was freaking...
The dessert shop, sorry, not the cake shop, the dessert shop. The cake shop doesn't have sit-down areas.
But the cake shop would still be good. Did they still sell the blue ice cream?
The cake shop no longer does that. They're under new management.
Aww.
But they do design cakes for you. Like they did a Thanksgiving cake, turkey cake. And I think I have a picture of it on my phone. And it actually is very turkey-ish.
And there's that jewelry shop that's downtown. Are they still
Schwartz's Jewelry.
Schwartz's Jewelry.
They're extremely expensive, though.
But they can get your watch battery.
If you were going for a standard ring type thing, I would go with Coins Crystals.
Coins Crystals.
She has some jewelry in there as well. And crystals and all that. And it's actually a very nice shop.
Let's see. Coins. Where's...
It is over by where the theater was. Not the big theater, the in-town next to AutoZone.
Yeah,
or whatever that is.
Then they've got stuff in that theater every once in a while too. Still.
Actually, I've heard they closed it.
Oh.
Just recently too.
That stinks. The library is right there on Main Street.
Yeah, the library's pretty neat actually. They've got the adult section upstairs, and then the young adults in the
kids
slightly upper area, and then the little kids in a lower area after that.
It's fun to take them.
It's a tri-level, but not a tri-level.
Right. And,
like the entrance to the lower two levels is pretty cool, though. It looks like you're walking into a cave.
It does.
And they really cater to families there and everything.
Oh god, yeah.
Now, one thing that Fairborn also has is like a church around every corner.
Literally every corner. I mean, good lord.
You can't go maybe a football field length without touching another church.
And if I walked for 15 minutes from my house, just my house, I could hit at least 5 churches.
That's right. There's like 2 right up the road from you.
There's one on Sand Hill.
Yep.
There's one over, over by the apartment complexes across the way where the butcher shop used to be.
Yep.
I don't want to have to go through and count them.
In front of Speedway, and then one right behind Speedway, and then Mary Help on that one corner.
Yep. All within
15
minute walk.
It's ridiculous.
And then if you keep going up Maple, there's 2 more churches, I believe.
Yep, 2 more churches up Maple. There's like 2 or 3 spotted over off of Broad Street on the Broad Street side of Main Street. Just back a little ways on 2nd, I think, is one.
And then we used to go to Edna right around the corner from here, which they had another church.
And don't forget the church right on Main Street, next to where Cakes for Every Occasion used to be.
Yeah, and then Mike Foy lives in an old church.
Yeah, that's a cool house, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's a really cool house.
Man, I want to be in that house.
He's got a garage set up there, and he made or bought, I don't know which one, but there's a couple of like Ghostbuster type hearses that he has.
Yeah, I remember those. There's 3 or 4 churches on this side of town. Aside from
I'm already at 40 and cannot keep going. Like
for what, churches?
Yes.
Yeah, Fairborn has a lot of churches.
There's
some of which you don't even know where they're at.
And there's probably about 60 here, and some of them are pretty much like I'm pretty sure in like a living room.
Yeah, we do have a few of those crop up.
Because there's a few on here that like don't have an actual picture. There's a Rona Community Church, which I guess it shows up
Rona
that
Community Church, I know where that's at.
it's right next to the park.
Yeah, it is. Literally right next to the
Berean
park.
Baptist Temple does not have a picture of the actual
What is
building.
it?
The Berean Baptist Temple.
I don't think that's an actual church. I think that's somebody's house.
I'm like thinking about it now, like where the position of all these churches are. And seriously, if you were to lay out a football field in between each one of these churches and like try and move them around,
There's
almost
no way to get a football field.
This is technically in Dayton, but it's the Bath Presbyterian Church. The picture is a group of alpacas in a
Wait, Bath?
Bath Township. That's over by Kroger.
Yeah, Bath Township and Fairborn are basically the same thing.
Who's in the
Bath
picture?
Presbyterian. It says Dayton, but I bet you
It's
if
probably
you actually go
Fairborn.
in, yeah, Bath Road is.
It's off of 4.
Yeah, it's off of 4.
Yeah.
It's not Fairborn,
It's not the one I'm thinking, is it?
But
No.
it's
but it still leads into.
there's
But we
two
do have a Bath
pictures. Hold
Township
on.
church out there.
There's 2
Yeah.
pictures and that's it. The one is a bunch of alpacas, and the other is a gated off entrance to a parking lot. Like there's no picture of an actual
Plus,
church.
don't forget the cult church John goes to.
Yeah.
Oh my!
You,
Why'd you have to do that?
did you seriously say
did.
that?
I did. It happens.
Oh.
Hey man, when they're pushy, okay? At least it was
Can we
me,
end
right?
it there now? Like, please.
We can really edit that out if we need to.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do we know if he even watches or
I-
listens to me?
You know, it doesn't matter. It's.
Hey, somebody had to say it. Okay? Somebody had to. And I know a lot of the cult churches in town. There's a lot of them, actually.
Oh man. Are we okay now?
I'm
Are
trying
we-
to remember where the Mormon church was.
Oh gosh.
They are even pushier.
Yeah, the Mormon churches are pretty churchy. Pushy. Oh my gosh.
I don't think I can call. Maybe the church itself, but like the 2 Mormon gentlemen that came out to see us when we lived at the apartments.
I mean, I've talked to
they were
quite a few
freaking
Mormons.
sweethearts.
Yeah,
Like
most
they
Mormons
really
are.
were.
Most Mormons are
Like they
really
did
nice.
not.
A lot of Mormons are nice, but they really kind of subscribe to a cult.
I mean, like when you actually read the Book of Mormon, yeah, like
It's very cultish.
considering that the man who wrote it and the men who
Okay, hold on. That's
that's a whole nother topic.
That's
Yeah.
Like
We're
not
not
even
getting-
no,
we're
like
not
not
getting
even
into
for
We
no,
probably-
that's going to be the religion topic that
Okay.
we will one day get into.
Okay.
that, and
All
that
right.
might be eons away because I want to try and avoid
offending people right now.
not offending people, but I don't want to get into
Religious debate.
I don't want to get into anything that would lead to a debate, basically.
But see,
But
Like,
you have
no-
me and
no-
Kevin in the
no-
same
causing
room,
a
honey.
debate.
No
You have
politics.
me and Kevin in the same room.
No politics, no religion.
I think it's wise to leave politics out. because-
Absolutely, because that is stupid.
Yeah, we won't go into politics.
But religion can be played on.
No.
And I can guarantee you
We're
wouldn't get
really
that.
laid back about religion, period.
We
so.
are.
Okay, so before we end it,
I do want to talk about the Kitty Hawk Air Society Museum.
I didn't. You're talking about right after the.
Right around the corner from the Huffman Dam.
Yeah, it overlooks Kitty Hawk, right?
It does. It does. You can actually see the golf course that used to be Kitty Hawk Airfield.
And it's actually got a huge statue for the Wright brothers.
And I want to bring it to attention, especially in this podcast, because I know not a lot of people know it's there, especially people from Fairborn.
Is that big hill that you keep telling me you want to take me up to?
Yes.
Yes,
And
you
you
still
never
have an
do.
extreme hill. If you follow the bike path, you can get there pretty easily. You'll come across it. It's a large, gated area, but it's never closed off really.
They close it at night, but that's about
That's
it.
about it. you can go up and there's an actual IMAX theater inside to give you some history on the Wright brothers and all that. They've got glass cases displaying Wright brothers stuff. It's actually a very nice little museum, and I would like to be able to draw more attention to it, get more people to go and observe it, and actually learn something.
Because, especially when it comes down to the history of this area, that is one of the biggest things. We even have an astronaut from Fairborn.
Well, I mean, most astronauts are from Ohio.
Yeah.
And you know the reason why.
50%.
Everyone from Ohio wants to get as far away from Ohio as possible.
Okay, so before we sign off, I want to ask the question: what's your favorite thing about our town?
It had to be Halloween, man.
Halloween.
Can't go wrong with Halloween.
Can't go. Nope. I mean, that's my favorite holiday. So yeah, same here. Halloween.
How about you, Brie?
Considering that we got married 2 days before Halloween in a Wiccan ceremony, you.
Oh, your favorite thing about our town's me?
No, it's Halloween.
Oh. Drag. Yeah, it's definitely Halloween all the way through. All right, guys. Well, that is it.
Hope you enjoyed this pod.
It's not August. It's 1st October.
It's first.
Yes.
Good afternoon, good evening,